Thanks so much for tuning in to today's Drawing for Kids class brought to you by the Ann Arbor District Library and the Ann Arbor Art Center. Today we are going to be trying out drawing fish realistically. So we're going to be using colored pencils today and a sheet of drawing paper. So here you can see my reference photo. I always think anytime you're going to try to draw realistically, it's great to draw from life if you have that option. However, since fish do move around quite a bit, it might make it a little bit more of a challenge to try to draw from life. So a reference photo is probably going to be our best bet for getting the most realistic depiction of a fish that we can get today. So you can use this reference photo if you would like, or if you want to use a different one, you are welcome to do a quick Google search or whatever search engine you use of a clownfish. That is the fish that I am drawing today. So if you are familiar with Nemo, it is the same kind of fish as Nemo. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, before I get started with my colored pencils, I'm going to use a regular pencil with an eraser in case I make mistakes, of course, to just simply do a light sketch of the outline of the fish as well as those stripes. So I don't need to get a ton of detail. There's not really a lot of detail here with the clownfish anyway, but you can see roughly the amount of detail that I'm getting here. So I'm kind of laying in each of the different sections of color, the orange, the white, and the black, and also just really focusing on the shape of the fish itself. Now, I do want to pay attention also to the size of each fin. So the tail fin, you might have noticed that I had to really adjust that quite a bit. I started by drawing it really large, and of course, some of this will vary fish to fish. So if you're using a different reference photo than I am, note that it might be actually a little bit bigger than mine for certain fins or whatever. So it's okay if yours does look different than mine. And keep in mind, we all have different styles and everything, and I am not expecting you all to draw this absolutely perfectly, just to try to do your best and have fun while doing it. Alright, so now for the colored pencils. I really like using Prismacolor colored pencils because they are a nice soft core colored pencils, but if you don't have Prismacolor colored pencils and you only have Crayola or some other brand, that is okay. Crayola does a really great job as well with their brand of colored pencils. The important thing here is going to be to pay very close attention to all of the different colors and variations and gradations that we see within the fish. So for example, as you're coloring, you might think, oh, okay, well, I don't even have to do anything to the white sections of my fish because it's just white and my paper is white. But if you look closely, at least in my image here, there's a lot of blue and purple and even some pink in there that I want to make sure I'm including. Now, another thing to try doing is when you press down hard with your colored pencil, you can really get it very, very solid. So you can kind of see roughly what mine looks like there. And that really is something that's called burnishing, and it makes it really smooth and it almost looks like paint or something like that. And the reason I want to use colored pencils is because I can get a lot of detail. So even that little texture there on that fin I'm just drawing over, I can get a lot of detail there because I'm working with colored pencils. Now, once you have finished everything, if you would like, you can draw in a background. So I have a little image here that you can see if you want to draw something like that. And of course, even though I'm only doing this for a few minutes, you know that this would take a lot longer for you to draw the fish. So don't feel like you have to do a background if you don't want to. That is totally up to you. But it can be nice just to make it feel like a more completed drawing. So some key takeaways here for this colored pencil drawing is just to pay close attention to all the variations in color, the light parts, the dark parts, and of course all of the detail. So I hope you've enjoyed today's drawing lesson and that you'll tune in with us next time.